Well, Dad, should be saying goodbye to Texas pretty soon.
Want to run on that new Oklahoma state marker anytime.
How's it feel to be getting back on one of your old stamping grounds?
Not much different in the old days. Same elements to fight as when the Strip was out of bounds territory. I just use a different kind of lead.
I think I see an editorial coming on.
You're right, girl. Take it down. People of Canyon City. Annexing the panhandle to Oklahoma is only the beginning of the job. The prairie dogs and buzzards that used it for a roosting place ain't gonna give up their holes. We've gotta pull together and blast them out, so the Strip will be a fit place for decent people to live in. Read it back, honey.
Citizens of Canyon City, we must hold elections immediately and institute a strong local government that will drive the elements of disorder from Oklahoma's new annex, which means, first of all, the selection of an honest, two-fisted fighting sheriff.
Good girl. Never missed a word. Hi, stranger. In trouble?
Yes, plenty. Old Pete here broke his leg.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yes, Mom, it is. I've been trying for the last hour to bring myself to put him out of his misery, but I just can't get up nerve enough to pull the trigger.
I know how you feel. But if it has to be done, why, might as well get it over with.
It's a humane thing to do.
I suppose so. Sorry, old-timer, but this way is the best.
We're heading for Canyon City. Going that way?
Oh, thanks, folks. Thanks.
Afternoon, gentlemen.
Hello. You're Bat Matson, ain't you?
That's my name.
You used to be Marshal of Dodge City?
That's right.
What do you got back there?
Personal property.
Looks like a printing outfit to me. So you're heading back. Because we don't need any newspaper in Canyon City.
Looks like things haven't changed in the panhandle, even though it is Oklahoma now.
That's right. And we're aiming to see that they don't change.
Well, the change has already come. We're going to have good government here, and the decent people will organize and drive you gunmen out.
That's the kind of things that he prints in his newspaper. You know it's going to be so the people might believe that.
You'll believe it when you're dangling in the air, top of the gallows.
Oh, you can still make a pretty fast draw even though you only got one wing, huh?
Aimed at you.
Yes, but my gun's right here, aimed at your girl.
That right, Helen?
Yes, Dad, that's right.
That's a little strategy that we pull to offset the famous Matson draw. Get his gun, Jim.
No matter how many times you turn us back, we'll still come in. If not from Texas, it'll be from Kansas or Arizona.
And we'll be waiting just the same.
Hey, Sunset, look! Hold it. What a picture for my album. No time for shooting pictures now, Frog. Come on.
Now get going.
Guess we better do as they say, honey.
All right, Dad, I'm ready. Let loose the brake.
Sunset.
Hello.
Howdy, Frog.
Howdy.
You're certainly welcome to this party.
Then why were you trying to run out on us? Bet you wrote there'd be trouble, but I didn't think we'd meet up with it quite so soon.
Don't know what you mean.
Well, we came along just as soon as we got your letter. Mr. Bat, I wish you hadn't thrown that break quite so quick. Then I'd have got a picture of the whole gang.
Why, I don't know about this letter business, about me writing to you. I never write letters. Helen here takes...
Now, wait a minute, Dad. You did say that Canyon City needed a good, honest, two-fisted man for sheriff, didn't you?
Well, yes, I did say that. Why, sure, Oh, it all means that she's nominating you for sheriff, Sunset.
Me for sheriff? Why, you're the man for that job.
No, that's a two-gun job. Besides, the arm of the law has to reach in both directions, especially in Canyon City. Well, let's get going.
Hey! I want to get a picture to go down in history!
The way I see it, Jess, you can win this election without a dissenting vote.
Me for sheriff? I've never had a hankering for anything like that, except maybe when I was a kid and hero worshipped Bat Matson. Since when have you become so interested in sheriffs?
Since law and order started in the panhandle as the first flowers of annexation.
Don't tell me you've reformed, Professor. It's a little too late to change the smell of your posies.
The posies will be the same, but we shall conceal them under a foliage called politics.
They tell me there's a lot of money in politics. I've never understood it, but I'm perfectly willing to learn.
Tuition in that line was my purpose in sending for you. You see, a political sheriff is one who looks the other way at the right time.
I'm willing to look anyway as long as it pays off. What makes you think that I can get elected?
I'll run our campaign right from that chair. You see, the voters are my customers, and there are plenty of ways to cut a candidate's throat without using a razor. Besides, I have a very potent ace up my sleeve, which I can use if necessary.
Well, I better go out and get me a star and begin polishing it up.
Hello, Lem. What's new?
I hear that Bat Matson arrived in town.
If Bat Matson's moved in, you've wasted your time bringing me on here. You'd better trim your politics on the other side, Professor.
Well, I don't think he'll bother us.
You don't know Bat Matson. You better call off all bets.
You know him?
Yeah, slightly. Come along and I'll introduce you.
Be right with you.
Wait for you outside.
Seems incredible. An old man and a one-armed one at that, getting by you boys.
He had a couple of fellas along with two arms, and they threw a lot of lead.
I've told you Matson's paper's the same kind of poison his guns used to be.
Did we know he's going to bring an escort along?
Well, you know it now. You know, Lem, the printing press is a rarity in this part of the country. I'll wager it would take long after election time to get another. What do you think?
I think you're right.
Quiet, quiet! Everybody back up a little. I want to get a picture of Bat just fixing to make this panhandle sizzle in it.
Come on, Dad. We can't keep history waiting.
I got it. Thank you very much. Well, there's one that's inside of the box.
Good. Suppose you give me a lift on getting this box inside. It's going to be a tough job. Might as well get it over with.
Whoa! I'll bet this press makes heavy reading.
Well, thanks for all the good wishes, folks. But I guess I better give the boys a hand with the press inside.
Well, good luck, Bat.
Oh, pardon me, Bat Matson, I believe.
Howdy, son. What, Jess Thorpe, you young scallywag? How have you been?
Oh, I've managed to take care of myself, thanks to the pointers I got from my famous teacher. How about you, Bat?
I never felt better, son.
Yes, you certainly look wonderful.
Helen. I can return that one in spades. Oh, Bat, shake hands with Professor Graham. He specializes in haircuts, shaves, and gives advice on just about anything.
How are you, Professor? All you have to be is a friend of Jess.
Well, I try to be a friend of everybody's. That's my philosophy.
Mighty good one.
All right, boys. Get ready to stop the press.
Jess! Sunset. Good to see you, pal.
Oh, that goes for me, too. Gosh, still growing. It's been years since I've laid my eyes on you.
Quite a reunion, ain't it?
Yeah, this looks like old family gathering. I'm going to take a picture of this right now. Now line up, everybody, and look pretty. Hey, what you doing in there? You ain't in this.
Who's all that junk belong to?
Must be Bat Matson's. I hear he's going to reform us.
We don't want any part of that one-armed old fossil. None of his reform, neither.
Hey, hold it! Don't move! Don't move!
Take it easy. My boys don't need anybody's help. Good work, boys. I'm proud of you.
I'm sorry about this. Such an unprovoked attack is an outrage. That's the element we must get rid of.
Well, I'm glad it happened. Gave the folks a chance to see the caliber of my boys. I figured Sunset here to be your first sheriff.
That's very good. But now I see you have two mighty fine protégés. And I don't think you should play favorites.
Well, you know I never play favorites, Jess. But I didn't figure you'd turn up here.
Why, sure, Bat, I know that.
I'm sure of that, too. But besides being one of your boys, Jess has an even greater right to be sheriff. We all know that Jess was left an orphan after a wagon train massacre. But I've done some genealogical research recently and found that Jess is actually the grandson of old Marshal Wyatt.
Jess Wyatt's grandson?
Yes. And that's why he put up such a good fight.
My dad used to talk about old Jess Wyatt.
Why, I should have known that. He looks exactly like the pictures of his grandpappy.
Old Jess Wyatt was the finest peace officer that ever lived.
Oh, I don't know, Dad. I'll still bet on you there.
Well, naturally you would, honey. But if Jeff Wyatt's grandson wants to be sheriff, we'll let him.
I thought you'd say that, Bat.
That'll make a grand story. Bat Matson's protege versus Jess Wyatt's grandson.
Well, that's a splendid idea, and it should prove a real contest and convince everyone that law and order has finally come to the panhandle.
That's right, boys. Good luck to both of you, and may the best man win.
Wait a minute, folks. I gotta get a picture of the candidates. Now, let's see. Professor, you stand right over here.
No, thanks. I'd break your camera.
Well, it's been broken before.
Some other time.
Well, I'll get you later now. I never miss my man. Well, let's take the picture.
Yes, line up, everybody.
Hey, you're supposed to be taking the picture.
Well, somebody said line up.
Bat.
I want to go along with you, Professor. Only I don't like the idea of fooling Bat. We've had our differences, but, well, he's still a swell old guy. Where in the world did you dig up that brand Wyatt?
What's the difference? You saw them swallow it, didn't you? Your folks were killed by the Indians. Maybe you were a Wyatt.
And maybe I wasn't.
You're not going to try to purify politics, are you? Or maybe you are. If I don't run you, it'll be somebody else, because my man's going in. And believe me, he'll make plenty, while you sit around broke like the Matsons.
That's the one thing I don't want to be.
Well, stop being a soft-hearted fool. You've got to cut a few corners in order to make money.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
You know I'm right. You just go around glad-handing the people, and I'll do the rest. After all, I'm your campaign manager.
Thanks, Professor. Well, listens like things are lining up.
I just put a brand on a stray that's a little bit better than Matson's, but I'm going to load the dice still further. Get some of the boys together and have them go out and do a little electioneering for Jess Wyatt.
Howdy, boys. Nice day.
That's all according.
According to what?
According to your politics. Who you voting for?
Oh, I like Sunset Carson. I'm an old friend of Bat Matson.
That's a mighty nice-looking herd you got there.
Yeah.
It'd be too bad if they wandered away.
Well, boys, I really hadn't made up my mind at all. You see, I like Wyatt's grandson, too.
Better like him well enough to vote for him.
Well, I guess you're right. I'm getting stronger for Jesse every minute.
No use being stubborn. I'm just trying to give you some good advice.
Land sakes, you still arguing over election? Now, if it was me, I'd vote for that young...
Now, Martha, don't you be interfering in politics. The next thing you know, they'll be wanting to vote.
And I'm betting she'd vote for Wyatt.
That goes to show you how wrong she'd be. I'm voting for Carson.
You better change your mind.
Oh, so that's it. You can't threaten me. I'll vote for anyone I... And I'm telling Carson about your campaigning with a gun.
Funny that some fellers has got to have a gun to settle an argument, ain't it?
Sure is, Frog, but they're the sort we don't want in Canyon County. Come on, let's see what this is all about.
All right.
How's the voting coming, honey?
Well, Jess's backers say that he's leading, but they'd say so anyhow.
Well, they're both good boys. It's been a clean campaign, except for the killing. And that was just a personal argument, of course.
Maybe. Well, here's your mail, Dad, and a special package from Washington.
That must be from Jim Steele. He used to be my deputy. The big shot in Washington now. This here explains a lot of things. Helen,
Yes, Dad?
Just wanted to know if you were there. I'm going out.
Dad, anything wrong?
Plenty. I'll tell you when I've checked on some facts. If you see Jess, tell him I want to see him. It's important.
Sit down, Bat. You're next.
Not me. You're next, Mr. Larson.
Larson?
That's one of your names, ain't it? Recognize that picture?
Well, I don't know. It does sort of look like...
Stop stalling. It looks like you because it is. It explains plenty to me.
Just what does it explain?
That genealogy business, for one thing. You must have taken Jess the same as you took all of us. At least I hope he was not part of your plan.
That's just politics. Why mix up my past and Jess's future?
Don't try any smooth talk on me. I'll expose this hoax right away. It might change the election results.
Now listen to reason, Bat. You can't expose me without hurting Jess.
I don't care who I hurt. I'm not appeasing a coyote like you. I'm turning you over to the authorities.
I guess you've got me. But I'm asking just one more chance.
A chance for what? With a record like that, you've had plenty of chances. Your kind is past the reforming stage.
I guess you're right, Bat.
Hello, Professor.
What do you want?
Every day you ask me that, and every day I give you the same answer. I'm going to take your picture.
But I don't want my picture taken. I told you that before. Now get out.
Oh, you're just pretending to be modest. I know more people that admire themselves and won't admit it.
A hot towel, sir? Yes, sir. Now just tell me if it's too hot. How's that? Excuse me just a moment, sir. Now get this. I'm not too modest. I'm just superstitious about pictures, that's all. So get your stuff and get out of here.
You're one of the leading citizens of this town, and sooner or later I'm going to get your picture. What's the matter with him?
He had one too many and came in here to straighten out.
Oh, a little stiff, huh?
Yes, and it would be very embarrassing for him for you to see him here, so get out, please.
Thought I heard you arguing with Bat Matson a while ago. What did he want?
Me?
You?
Yes, so I had to quiet him for good.
I don't get it. Why did you do a thing like that here?
Take a look at what he had.
Looks like you're in a spot, Professor.
Not if we work fast and get rid of him before he's missed.
That ain't gonna be so easy in broad daylight.
Daylight or not, he's got to be moved out of here. Get a wagon in the alley and I'll have him ready when you get back.
What are you doing there, big boy?
Well, I was, aiming to take a picture.
Who?
Of the professor. In a sort of unrelaxed, unreposed portrait, you might say, of the gentleman reclining in his private headquarters.
Well, you're out of focus on that one.
Now, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I don't want to be in the middle of this all the time. You be it for a while.
Hold it. Now get.
What's all the shooting?
Sunset's fat friend was trying to take your pictures through the window.
Did he take it?
That I don't know.
Bring his camera and things in here. He might have taken a picture. The slide is out. Here's his developing outfit. We'll soon settle that.
Where's Sunset?
Well, he's out garnering for votes, I hope. What?
Took my camera away from me just because I was trying to take pictures of the professor.
Well, now, you don't look hurt, so let's not worry about it.
But I got no camera, and what's a paper without pictures? I read where people remember what they see and not what they read, and half the people around here can't read, so they don't know what's going on, and they won't know that the panhandle's been annexed to Oklahoma. They'll think it still belongs to the Indians, and they'll make faces at them, and that'll start Indian wars. And then the government's got to tax everybody, and everybody will be broke, and the Indians will foreclose.
And all because you lost your camera.
Yes, sir. We got a sure shale of camera, but quick.
Well, now, let's not worry about it. How about us sure-shaying and civilization will be safe?
Yeah.
Lucky I developed this. It's a picture of Bat and me.
Mm-hmm. And that can hang you. Someone at the front door.
Wait here.
I'm sorry to have bothered you after you've closed up.
I just locked up while I went to vote.
Oh, well, we won't keep you long. We were just on our way to lunch, and Frog thought you could help him get his camera.
Yeah, there was two fellers come out of your private office and took it away from me out in the alley.
Is that the way you take pictures, sneaking in alleys and invading a man's privacy?
Well, he does make a nuisance of himself at times.
Well, pictures are important, and that's going to be my heritage to leave to prosperity.
Yes, of course. And if I give you back your camera...
Oh, he'll promise never to bother you again.
Then I'll get it for you. Oh, how's your father?
Oh, just fine, thanks. He's out somewhere looking for Jess Wyatt. About something he said was terribly important.
Maybe he went out to congratulate our next sheriff.
No, in that case, I think he'd be out looking for Sunset Carson. And you see, he's not such a bad fellow after all.
It's the best break that could have happened to us. With a girl out to lunch, you couldn't pick a better spot.
Sure. But if she beats us back...
There's no time to argue. She won't.
Here you are. Much obliged. A camera in my hand's worth two in the alley.
And now if you're going to lunch...
Oh, yes, I am, and we must hurry, too. Remember, Election Day is one of the biggest days of the year to the newspaper business.
Well, I'm going to take you both to lunch, just to show there's no hard feelings.
Hiya, people.
Hello, Sunset.
How'd you make out, Mr. Speechmaker?
I'm afraid not so good. Making speeches is not in my line. Where's your dad?
Well, it's funny, but everybody seems to be looking for everybody else today.
Well, maybe Dad's back. The door's open. Hello, Jess. Dad here?
Haven't seen him.
Well, he's looking for you about something he said was important.
Well, I'll be back.
Oh, he asked me to tell you to wait.
Well, I'm awful busy right now, and he might not be back for a long while.
You can't be that busy.
Dad!
They're over there now trying to figure out who did it and how he got away.
And Sunset's fit to be tied.
So is Jess.
Wait here. I don't want him to get out of hand.
Can't figure it. Helen said Bat left here this morning, acting like he'd run on something important.
Yeah, she said it had something to do with him. He was looking for you.
I don't know anything about it. As I see it, when Bat couldn't find me, he came back here and somebody knifed him.
Didn't you see anyone leaving or anything suspicious when you came in?
I've told you everything I know. Told you everything I saw. Say, you don't think I had anything to do with this, do you?
I'm not accusing you, Jess. Only looking for information. And you're getting hot won't help. Only I can't figure it out. Who'd want to kill a swell old fellow like that?
I don't know anything about it. And I don't like these questions centering around me.
Take it easy, boys. There's dozens of men that would kill Bat. Men he sent to jail years ago.
Say, I better send every one of my pictures to Washington. Might be some feller Bat arrested.
I've been looking for you. I just received the election returns, and the first rough tally is 2-1 for Wyatt. Well, I reckon you're in. And that ends old Matson and his reform platform. Wait, I was only reporting the results. That's my job.
Congratulations, Sheriff.
Me too, and I hope your first arrest is Bat Matson's killer.
State funds on way to Panhandle. $150,000 to be loaned to worthy homesteaders. I only printed this because you asked me to, Sunset. Seems like you're deliberately tempting the bandits.
Maybe I am, Helen. But I remember what your father used to say. When you're fishing for crooks, the best bait to use is money.
I've heard him say that 100 times. And if there is a gang, I'll bet you it ties up with your pappy's killing. Let's go hunt them Somalian, Sunset.
When you're fishing for crooks, the best bait is money.
How are you, Sheriff?
Oh, pretty good.
Got any leads on the Matson killing yet?
No, I can't seem to get any place.
Well, I still think it was somebody who came into town with an old grudge and got out quick.
Maybe you're right, but I'm going to keep on looking.
Oh, Lem here's the other deputy I was telling you about. He gave us considerable help on the campaign. It'll be the same as the other boys you put on, and he'll complete your staff.
It's all right with me. You know the boys around here.
Well, it's nothing irregular. As old Andrew Jackson used to say, to the victor belong the spoil.
Make yourself at home, Lem. I'll be back soon and swear you in.
That sets us. Now, while the other boys are out on the stage job, you keep an eye on him.
You're not going to let him in on this job, are you?
I'm not sure. I don't know how to take Jess since Bat's accident. Seems like he's changed. And I'm not going to tip my hand until I know exactly where I stand.
Stage should be along any time now. sure peaceful and quiet.
Yeah, nothing moving. Except in them clouds. I could take a picture of them.
We'll do that later.
Hey, pull up, Jim. I dropped my gun.
Ooh. Fine deputy you are, dropping your gun like a butterfingered kid. Ooh.
Anything wrong? No, we just want that money you're packing. Come on, get out. I don't understand.
You heard him. Get out. Hey, Loomis, quit playing Jesse James.
We ain't playing. You can get out, too.
Come on.
Wonder who's doing the shooting.
Did you say it was peaceful?
Look, fellas, that ain't my money. You can have it for all I care. Big-hearted, ain't he? You ain't going to kill me, are you?
Not if you keep your mouth shut.
Yes, sir. Like a clam. Tighter even.
All right, then get going.
Just like a clam.
Funny business for a sheriff to be mixed up in. You're supposed to stop killings, not do them.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No? Who's your top man? You mean you're going to take the rap for this alone? Get down.
I got your horse. You got a skunk.
What?
They still carrying the money?
It's up there.
What are we gonna do with it?
Put it on my horse. We'll let that deputy ride the stage in town. We'll provide him with an escort.
Glad you got here, boss. These two robbed the stage.
We what?
You're loco.
Well, there's the money right on their nag. I was riding guard when these two opened up from ambush. They shot the driver and the fellow with the money, too.
Why, you double-crosser.
Hold it, Sunset.
Jess, don't tell me you believe this.
They were just about to finish me off. It's lucky you got here.
I can only go by the evidence, Sunset. The goods were on you and Frog. I'll have to take the word of my deputy.
That deputy would rob an orphan asylum and blame it on the kids.
You two are going to have the honor of being my first guests in our new jail. Take the guns, Lem.
She wanted her picture taken with a dimple in her chin, but she didn't have no dimple, so I had to draw one in. He wanted his tintype tooken, so his eyes would both look true. But I got 'em too close together. Now he claims they'll never do. And he won't pay me, he won't pay me. This is all I have to show. 'Cause I can't make him look like Atlas. He won't pay me what he owes. They wanted their picture taken in a fond sweetheart embrace. But her looks froze my emulsion, and you couldn't see her face. Now if you want your picture taken, you will have to pay me first. See yourself as others see you, and my friend, please fear the worst. You gotta pay me, you gotta pay me. This is all I have to show. If I can't make you look bewitching, you still pay me what you owe.
Come on over and see my etchings.
Well, I must say, you boys certainly don't seem to be very downhearted.
Why should we? We're not guilty.
Well, you know it and I know it, but will a jury believe it? Well, I can't understand it. If you told Jess that you were out trying to trap those bandits, why won't he believe it?
All I know is we've told him everything, and we're still here in jail.
Well, isn't there anything you can do to convince him?
Well, you can't add anything to the truth, but you don't need to worry about it.
You're busy with your papers, so just let us handle this. Though you might print our side of the story.
I will. And I'll spread it all over the front page. Jess, they said they told you the truth. So how can you take the deputy's word against theirs? You know they couldn't have done it.
Well, I admit something's wrong, but they were caught red-handed, right in the act.
I know all of that. But Sunset was only doing what Dad always advised. If you want to catch a crook, the best bait is money.
Yeah. I remember how I used to say that.
All right. If you don't release them this minute, I'll never speak to you again.
I'm only trying to do what's right, Helen. You've got to trust me.
I see your guest had a visitor.
Didn't do much good from the way she looked when she left here.
You're making quite a reputation for yourself, catching road agents like them so soon after getting into office.
You don't really think they're guilty, do you?
Why, I assumed as much, or you wouldn't have brought them in.
Come clean, Professor. All I want to know is why you didn't tell me you pulled the job.
Well, maybe I should have, but I didn't want to get you involved. Lucky you came along when you did, though, or otherwise this stupid fool would have bungled everything. Oh. I think we can get along without him from now on.
Oh, let him be. We all make mistakes sometimes. I'll bet even you do, Professor.
It's a long shot, Jess, and I wouldn't bet on it if I were you. And about the money, don't you think I'd better take it?
No, I don't think it's a good idea to carry that much money around the streets in broad daylight. I'll bring it to you tonight.
Maybe you're right. I'll look for you then.
Thanks for backing me up, Jess. But now I'm afraid he won't give me my cut. Oh. Hey, what's the idea?
That's what you get for double-crossing me and not telling me about the job.
Well, I only did what the boss told me to do.
Yeah, and you see how quick he was ready to throw you overboard?
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Well, suppose you start thinking now. Now, get this. From now on, I'm boss around here. Before I show my hand, there are a couple of things I want to know.
Well, I'm with you all the way, boss.
Yeah? All right, I'll buy you a drink while you do a little talking.
All right, sir. Thank you.
Hi, Professor.
You're a fine acting deputy. You're drunk.
I ain't you the smart one. I just had a few drinks with my new boss. Boy, what a swell fella. Yeah, he's gonna take over everything, Professor, and then maybe you'll be out.
What are you talking about?
Me and Wyatt, we've been talking over things, and I'm gonna be his right-hand man.
What'd you tell him?
Everything. Everything he wanted to know.
Did you tell him about Bat?
Sure, why not?
And the picture?
Yeah. Oh, boy, did he get a big kick out of that.
Then I think you'll get a big kick out of this. Take him out of here. See that he doesn't talk anymore to anybody.
Professor, I'm afraid this is going to cost us about $150,000.
Don't worry, I've still got an ace in the hole. You take care of him, and I'll take care of Sheriff Jess Wyatt and that money, too.
Oh, hello, Professor.
Miss Matson, I have terrible news. It'll cause a sensation in your paper, but considering the way it will affect you, I almost hate to tell you.
Well, what is it? I'm supposed to print the news no matter how it affects me or anybody else.
I found out who killed your father.
Who was it?
You wouldn't believe it, but here's the proof.
Jess. Terrible. He's the last person I suspect.
That's the way I felt about it. You understand the embarrassing position it puts me in. After all, I sponsored Jess for sheriff.
Can't believe it. I'm going over to see him.
I advise you to be careful. No telling what he might do.
No matter what he does, I'm going over and see him.
It looks like my photography, but I didn't take it. But I must have taken it. You'd think I'd remember, though. On the other hand, you figure it out.
Pictures don't lie. I've got to get out of here and find them. Helen, get that deputy.
Sheriff, may I see you a minute?
Sunset has something important to show you.
What is it, Carson?
It's a picture of your boss.
Why, he killed Bat Matson.
Get his keys, Helen. Let us out of here. Here, keep him quiet. Keep an eye on her. There might be some shooting.
Gentlemen, science is a wonderful thing to fall back on, especially when you're in a bad situation. It's lucky our fat friend had these.
I got a hunch you'll have more of your luck. Jess will see these phony pictures and head for the hills.
I wish you were right, but Jess isn't that type of man. He'll be here.
If you let him come here, it's like signing your own death warrant.
That's why you boys are here, to see that I don't sign it. But I promise you, whoever gets him will be the next sheriff of Canyon City and a public hero.
You're under arrest for the murder of Bat Matson.
Bat Matson?
That's what I said. Loomis told me everything.
That requires proof.
That's what I've come to get. I ought to drill you right now. But as sheriff, I'm going to let the law take its course. Now, which way will it be?
I'll take my chances with the jury.
Sunset. I don't know how you got out, but you're welcome. He got Bat Matson.
That doesn't look like the professor.
It's Bat and me. It's been tricked.
Try to talk yourself out of it. I saw that picture.
You don't believe it?
I believe only what I see.
Let me in here. Let me in here. Hold it! Hold it! Hey, quit fighting! Jess is not guilty, look! Here, break it up, look at this.
But I saw that.
But you didn't see that. It's been tricked.
That sure packs a wallop.
I'm glad you didn't draw.
Well, after this, Frog can take all the pictures he wants.
Yeah, you thought I was pretty dumb, didn't you? But I was the first one that knew why Jess wasn't guilty.
It's a tough thing to spot.
Most everybody'd miss that.
I bet they would.
How can you prove it?
Easy. Folks, we'll let you decide the $46 question. Now, what is there in this picture that proves that Jess wasn't guilty? I think the lady in the last row got it. That's it. The badge. Jess wasn't the sheriff till after Bat Matson was killed. Okay, huh? You kids go home now. You've been in here all day.